Good afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. Will the Nasdaq hit all-time highs tomorrow after the CPI print in the morning? Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys all supporting the channel. Also, come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Again, I'm having a sale in active trader. You already could have paid for, I don't know, depending on your size, a year, 2 years of active trader just with a couple of trades we took today. So jump in on that. Also, swing trades first month is 30% off as well. So 60% off active trader first month. Easy money here, no brainer, and we're absolutely crushing it this year. Anyways, let's get into it. So markets today, I gotta go on a rant here. So this is like, so if you're just catching up here, so there was two like just layup dip buys here intraday today. And the first one, and you've heard me talk about this before, but we'll talk about the Nasdaq in a second because we have a volatility event tomorrow, and we're not that far from all-time highs. If we get some sort of a the Goldilocks number, the market might like that enough to gap us up there. So we're not that far off. But this stuff here, when we sell off on nuclear war, like I can't tell. First of all, the chances of that happening are like so slow, so slim. But just use your brain. Like oil. Oil is red since that announcement, by the way. And when that came out, it actually sold off, right? That's when it came out. We sold off, right? And then here is the spiders selling off. Does it? Let me ask you. Do you need oil to fire nukes? Do you need oil to go to war? Right? Well, it's gasoline. Oh, yep, gasoline selling off too. Nat gas selling off too. Guess we don't need those things if we're going to war. So when you get these headlines, they're just honestly, like, I don't want to sound ignorant, but like, yeah, just buy the dip basically, because especially when oil is not confirming it. Any sort of war headline when oil is not confirming it. But B, you know what? Well, if I call their bluff and I'm wrong and they blow us all up, well, then guess what? What's good my account gonna do anyway? It's not gonna save me from getting blown up, right? So it's just so stupid. So when this headline comes out about Trump saying, "Oh, Iran's been more aggressive here," all right, whatever, dude. Okay, have fun with that. Second one here was this is a fake news. Is Besant was rumored to replace Powell. This is, and then of course it came out again that that was false. I'm not even sure what this headline was here, but it doesn't matter. This is also a pretty easy dip buy here too. And then it just gave us fuel to rally. So we talked about this morning. SPX 6050. I said that was on the table today. If we got going, and yeah, we basically got pretty close, 60.43. And when I said that this morning, we were only at 60.20. So we got up there, and who knows, maybe we get there in the last 20 minutes. There was some hedges on QQQ that I can show you that we had, and I talked about this morning too. This is stuff that you have access to in the trading room. It all comes with it. But wrong one. There we go. Yeah, this 535. It actually was quite. This is kind of what it looks like. This is kind of what it looked like this morning. I think it just did. Yeah, so they did come back a little bit with that hedge there, but you can see it basically in real time when we were pumping how they got walked back really hard. So those premiums took a hit on those long puts. And who knows, they might punch it up there into the close and end up screwing those long puts there. Bit of an unusual look, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. I know that they did increase the cost of hedging a little bit. You can see VVIX up, and I pointed this out first thing in the morning too. And if you like, you can see here as well on the actual VIX. Call premiums are very elevated. So there is hedging going on to the CPI tomorrow, and if we get a Goldilocks number, that could give us a catalyst to really break this range. That said, everybody and their mother is talking about the rising wedge, and everybody's warning about it, and it's valid. I mean, like I said, it's definitely there. I even talked about the risk being there yesterday for 591 that didn't materialize, and there's risk. It's probably going to get killed. I'll have to look at it later. It's probably so weak now, but there was some risk to the downside for tomorrow too. it's probably not going to get there. But you can see you have a nice rising wedge nonetheless. The thing is, in bull markets, a lot of the time they just break bull. I've seen it happen so many times. Especially because, again, I've talked about this many times before too. In fact, this is one of the theses for this rally here. We talked about way back in April. Like, look, everybody's going to want this gap to fill. Everybody's going to want this gap filled. The rise in like the popularity of technical analysis. I can't tell you how many times I see this every day. The rising wedge, rising wedge, rising wedge. It's happening. It's going to happen. It's going to break. So it's not like there's alpha in this. That said, it could very well easily break. And I talked about this over the last 2 weeks. I was like, I really would like a shakeout here, because you can see now why I said that, right? I wanted this structure to improve a little bit, and maybe a retest of this level here, to set something up like that. That would have, cleared this, that would have cleaned this pattern out a little bit more, and would have gave it some more structure, just better structure. So it wouldn't surprise me if they try to yank this back in. By the way, who's getting killed right now? It's not who you think it is. It's actually J.P. Morgan. They're really underwater on this collar here, like well over 100 points now, and that's coming up. Like that, there's not that much time left to expiry. So it wouldn't surprise me if this does get yanked back. That said, I'm not betting on it. Yeah, and right now I'm just kind of in the process of harvest gains as you get them, trail runners, harvest gains as you get them, trail runners, harvest gains as you get them, trail runners. Summer trading is not hard. A lot of people don't like it, but it's very profitable if you know how to churn and burn. And when those trend moves come, they can trend for hundreds of points. So I like getting on the right side of that. But anyway, we'll see what happens. It could go either way. I'll just say this: the dips will still be supported, even if we do get a sharp sell. So that's what we're looking at. One other thing I'm going to also say is the Russell. I made this call last week. I said if anything breaks out, it'll be the Russell. I said that in regards to non-farm payroll. We hit my level at 215. I said it's not going to get through that. I'm going to say right now, if anything does break out tomorrow, it's the Qs. And that's based on just the intraday action. So we hit my dealer level at 215 on IWM. And look at what we've done since then. We haven't done anything. And on those dips, what have we done? Lower lows. What's the Nasdaq done? Higher lows. This Nasdaq's now leading on the day. It was the weakest. What was the weakest link this morning? It's now leading, and it's doing it without Apple. We got a lot of people crying about Apple not performing. Yeah, I'm long Apple too. It's not performing, but guess what? Tesla is. Guess what? Google is. Meta, and more importantly, look at the stocks. Breakout. SMH. New multi-month highs here. And it's not just, NVIDIA not doing anything. Who cares about NVIDIA, right? I actually like that it's not NVIDIA. It's TSM. It's Micron. It's KLA 10 core. Look at KLA, by the way. AMAT, Qualcomm, right? Texas Instruments, right? So it's a broad basket. ASML, new multi-month highs. Broad basket of semis is not just Mag 7. And if it was Mag 7, you'd be complaining that the breadth isn't good enough. So, what's the argument here? Breadth here, pretty fine. Looks fine to me. Speaking of breadth, we had the bread thrust a few weeks ago. A lot of people laughed about it. But McClellan, acting well here too. And you saw it there. But anyway, a lot of stuff to cover. That's why I wanted to get all of that out. But we'll see what happens with CPI tomorrow. And we'll see if they'll give us an actual dip. I wouldn't say no to it. By actual dip, I don't mean, 25 points and then back up to the highs. But anyway, yeah, NASDAQ stones throw away here. So QQQ, I mean, yeah, it's 6-7 points, but what's 6-7 points if it really wants to have a huge move there? IWM again, I don't really think it's going to get much through the 200 yet. The Dow holding up well too, but still the laggard, and that's fine. I want the Dow to be the laggard, honestly. SMH, good move, higher highs. IGV was soft today, but that's fine. It's been a leader, so. Dow Transport's also higher highs on the daily. Again, this isn't really the greatest inverse head and shoulders. I don't like it when the right shoulder is higher on an inverse. Likewise, left shoulder higher on a regular. So I don't like the upsloping trend line, but it's pretty close. But it did reclaim the 100 MA, so You know, trend is back up. It's back above the weekly 200 now too. Interest rates today, not kind of a nothing burger. So two's kind of flat there. We had an auction that tailed out a little bit. It wasn't terrible here. Rates were down though. Obviously, this will move tomorrow. There may be a trade in the morning on bonds for CPI. I'll have to take a look. XHP up 1.6. This was strong all day. And guess what? They got back above our level. Right, so we talked about 97, and there it is. So nice job for XHP. VNQ also above the 90 handle. So those in better shape here. XLF down 4 cents again. A lot of it is just well, actually, I'll eat my words there. So the Visa and MasterCard did come back. So they were actually strong early, or week earlier. I'm not sure if that's, I guess, Wells and Citi. JPM's fine. I'm not really sure what's dragging XLF unless someone's selling someone maybe selling Berkshire. The old man's gone. So maybe that's what it is. KRE up 49. Yeah, in fact, so VFH actually looks about the same as XLF. Anyway, yeah, KRE green. All right, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. KBE green, and the broker dealers here red, but still basically at all-time highs. Oil again, no nuclear war, I guess. Down 54 cents. It hit got close. I said 66.50. It says 66.28. You know, splitting hairs. I know this backed off here. This don't look like a rejection to me. And you know the reason why? We're still inside of yesterday's range. It's off the lows a little bit right now. It just looks like a reaction to me. We'll see. I think this can actually try to base here for another leg. We'll see if that happens. XLE, nice pop today. XLP back above the 100. And look at OIH. Golf clap for OIH. Finally making a daily chart higher high for the first time since like last November. So still got a lot of work to do, but it is you know, caught up a little bit here. CCJ giving back some of those gains, and a lot of these did here. So a little bit more work to do on that front. Natgas down 3%. Still neutral on that right now. And then dollar index pretty quiet. Dollar yen was up a little bit today though. Gold kind of quiet. You can see it actually bidding up right now into the final hour. Interesting to see that happen after the COMEX close. Might be in response. I know they did resume the trade talks. I think Trump is speaking at 4. So I don't know if that's why. Presumably that could be the case. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no problems with gold. Really no problems here. Silver inside day after a big move. Platinum inside day after a big move, and same thing with palladium. So trend is still up with those. Copper basing here. That's starting to look a little bullish here. And Bitcoin kind of just looks like the metals. Big thrust and then just a little inside hammer. It's at all-time highs. What do you want to say? Alts were up though nicely. So market's backing off the highs a little bit here. And yeah, we hit that top side trend line again, and that's been some resistance here for the last several weeks. So again, you do have the case. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I see the case for it, but yeah, we'll see if tomorrow ends up bringing us down or not. But don't be surprised if we get a moonshot. So, anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all tomorrow.